Here are all the best Black Friday deals for the PlayStation 5.
Snake, are you okay? Snake?
How's it going, everyone? I hope you're having a great week and hopefully you get to take some time off for Thanksgiving, but we all know the best thing that comes along with Thanksgiving is sales on video games. When I was in college, I would wait all year for the Black Friday sales to start so I could get, a couple more games than I usually could afford because they dropped down to like $20 or $30. Things are a little bit different now in a worse way because games cost $70 and they have tons of microtransactions, so I'd argue that it's even more important to save some money on things like consoles, TVs, monitors, accessories, and of course games for your PS5. So I went through everything from Best Buy, Amazon, Target, and I found the best prices for all the things that I think are worth picking up, and we're just going to run through all of the different categories. Starting out with consoles. This is going to be the quickest category for sure because there's only two options really for the PlayStation 5, and I don't think it's worth really looking for one console over the other because the pricing model is largely the same. This video is sponsored by Vitcher and the Vitcher 1 iPhone pack. You guys have probably seen my video about the Vitcher 1 XR glasses, and I was absolutely blown away by these things the first time I tried them. Well, today they're back to sponsor the channel with their new Vitcher 1 iPhone pack. And they also have this HDMI adapter that's awesome for traveling because you don't need a TV. You just plug it into your PS5 Slim and then plug the glasses in and you've got a screen ready to go. With the HDMI adapter that the iPhone pack includes, you can watch movies and TV shows on the Vitcher XR glasses 120-inch screen super easily. And on top of that, you'll get full 3D support, 3 degrees of freedom, and electrochromatic film. Once you've got the glasses on, you just adjust them with the myopia diopters, and that makes it super easy to get the clearest image possible. And of course, this adapter will work with your PS5 and other gaming consoles. That electrochromatic film is super cool because it allows you to adjust the brightness level of the world around you. You can darken it, you can brighten it to get the perfect experience. Vitcher also has a neckband that's like wearing a gaming PC around your neck. It is awesome using this thing, and the best part is it comes pre-installed with an app called PS Play, and the combo of this neckband and that app is literally the only way I've been able to get PS Remote Play to work from my PS5, and it's an excellent experience on this neckband with these glasses. The Vitcher iPhone pack also includes their HDMI adapter, which was a really cool new upgrade for the glasses because it allowed me to just plug them into my PS5 Slim and start swinging around the city in Spider-Man 2, which was great. They also included this extended cable so you don't have to sit super close to the console, which I really appreciated. When you're ready to grab these glasses, you should do it before the 27th because they'll be at their lowest price ever. They'll be $50 off, which would make them $389. There's never been a better time to try them out. Even though the Vitcher 1 has only been on Amazon for a month, it's already a top seller and it's the highest rated pair of glasses that are like it. And now it'll be available for its lowest price ever, so grab them before they're gone. So when you're ready to grab the iPhone pack for yourself, head to the link down in the description and you'll be good to go. Huge shout out once again to Vitcher for sponsoring this video. So if you're looking at the original PS5, there are tons of bundles out there. Sony is trying to clear the stock out of the original PS5 because they don't want to be sitting on these, because the longer they do, the less people are going to want them, especially like if they have more next year when the PS5 Pro comes out. That's going to be way harder to sell the original PS5 than it is now. So all of those bundles are pretty much the same price as the PS5 Slim bundles. You've got ones for Modern Warfare 2, you've got ones for Horizon Forbidden West, God of War Ragnarok, even I think maybe Spider-Man 2, but that might be a bundle where like a retailer's doing it. All of those are going to be $500, which effectively gets you the included game for free. The two that I think are worth going for though are the PS5 Slim bundles. I know that it's like a 50-50 shot on whether or not people like the PS5 Slim, but I've been using it a ton since I bought it on release day, and I think it's a great console. It's got a 2TB SSD loaded up in it. I've got all my games installed, and I've kind of been like not really too concerned about playing on my bigger 70-inch OLED upstairs. I'm fine with this one. I think it's great down here with my 55 or 60-inch OLED, and I think this is the console to go for because it's got all of the hardware revisions that Sony has done over the past 3 years or so, and it's the easiest one to get. So you can get two bundles here. One of them includes Modern Warfare 3, one of them includes Spider-Man 2. If you're just getting a PlayStation 5 but you're upgrading from a PS4, I mean, I would definitely go for the Spider-Man 2 bundle. Between those two games, it's like a night and day difference, but if you're the kind of person who spends all of their time playing Call of Duty, obviously go for the Modern Warfare 3 bundle. Unfortunately, it's just the standard edition of Modern Modern Warfare 3, you don't get any of the extras or add-ons or anything like that, but I don't know, I think you know what you're getting out of that game, and getting it for free is pretty cool, especially when Activision is like trying to nickel and dime you at every single turn. Like, at least win one over on them by getting a huge discount on the game with this $500 console bundle. I've only seen these with the disc model. You can save a little bit more money if you go the digital model. I would just get the disc drive version, because as you're going to see, the disc versions of these games are discounted way more than the digital versions on the PlayStation Store. So even if you don't see yourself using that disc drive all that much, eventually, if you're someone who's more frugal like me, you're going to want to have one of those ready to go. I found links to all the stuff I talk about in this video. I have the PS5's link. I would really appreciate it if you use those links, because that helps the channel grow and earn more money so I can keep doing this as my day job, and I really enjoy it, so I really hope you do so. Whether you pick up the new PS5 or the original, you're going to need an SSD for your console, and my two favorite drives are on sale for some pretty damn good prices. If you want maximum storage, the 4TB version of the SN850P from WD Black is on sale for $300, which is over $200 off of its asking price of $500. It's a lot of money, but it's a lot of storage. If you want to go a little bit more modest, you can pay around half the price at $160 for the WD Black 2TB edition, which is a really good price. But my personal favorite drive of them all, the Samsung 980 Pro, the 2TB version, is on sale for as low as $120, which is officially the cheapest I've ever seen 2 terabytes of storage with the heatsink fall. And yeah, that drive is still in my PS5 3 years after it came out, and it's still working absolutely great. I cannot recommend that drive enough. I love when people hit me up on Twitter and Facebook and in the comments and tell me that they got that drive for a good price, and this is the best price I've ever seen it for. The next section of this video is accessories, and the first one I gotta cover is the DualSense, because every single DualSense that is available right now is on sale for 50 bucks. That's $20 off, and honestly, it's a great price for one of the best controllers ever. I didn't mention it. I've been playing a ton of Alan Wake 2. It is so cool feeling the little rain effects and everything in the DualSense controller. I love when developers go out of their way to make games actually take advantage of the haptic feedback, the adaptive triggers, everything like that, and Alan Wake 2 is a great example of that. So if you need an extra one, I think now is the best time to get it, because you're not going to find one any cheaper than this. I know I have the black and the gray camo link down in the description, but if you get to that page on Best Buy, they have the little wheel where you can pick any color, and then you can get it for $49, which is awesome. My favorite controller that Sony's released so far is back there. It's the God of War Ragnarok edition DualSense. I took the little black bottom plastic piece off of a white DualSense and put it on there because I didn't like the Sonic the Hedgehog cream color, but it is a very cool controller. That's the one I'd recommend getting if you can find it, but it sold out pretty quick. So yeah, my next two choices I'd say are the Midnight Black version or the gray camo, which initially I hated, but then it grew on me over time, and now I love it. This next accessory is one that I'm definitely going to pick up, but there's two options and I'm not quite sure which one to get, so if you have experience with either of these, let me know down in the comments. It's the Logitech G23 racing wheel and the Logitech G923 racing wheel. So the cheaper one, the G23, is on sale for 200 bucks, which is a full $100 off, and the more expensive one is like $70 off. I think it's like $280. Let me check. Yeah, the G923 is $280. They both look really good, right? Like, they're both racing wheels that work with your PS5 and your PC and everything, and they come with the gas, the clutch, the brake pedal. It looks like they both have force feedback. I'm just assuming it's better on the G923. I've been looking at these for around a year now. Since before I moved from LA to Michigan, like, I was really looking at them before I knew I was moving so quick, and then of course that's really expensive, so I didn't buy one. But now, seeing that they're on sale, I really want to pick one of these up for games like Gran Turismo 7. You of course have the Crew Motorfest, which is one of the more, I think, underrated games this year. I played it. It feels a lot like a newer Forza Horizon that you can get on PlayStation, which I think is cool. And then my underrated MVP of the past year is Need for Speed Unbound. The PlayStation branded Backbone controller is on sale, whether you need the USB-C one or the iPhone version. They're both $70, which is a full $30 off, which is pretty cool. Those are actually becoming more worth it in the era of the PS Portal, where Sony is actually investing time and energy into streaming streaming games from your PS5 or the cloud, but also games like Resident Evil Village, Death Stranding, Resident Evil 4, they're all getting ports over to iOS. So if you have a newer iPhone, I think it's like the iPhone 15 Pro, you can use this Backbone controller as a controller in those games, and having them portably is awesome. I did watch the Digital Foundry video on Resident Evil Village, and it doesn't run super well on the iPhone 15 Pro. Like, you have to turn the settings down a lot, and even then it's not a locked 30, so your mileage may vary on that. But I've had a ton of fun with the Backbone controller playing games like Diablo Immortal. But again, it's like, if you play mobile games, I think it's definitely worth it for $70. If you're not a big mobile gamer and you don't really plan on streaming games to your phone, it's not really something you need to pick up for the PS5, but you know, it is cool to have. So $70 is a good deal. And then finally, under accessories, the Razer quick charging stand is on sale for $25. That's a great price, and the cool thing is they matched the color of this thing to every single DualSense that is available right now. So if you pick up like the Midnight Black one, you can get a Midnight Black matching stand, or even if you get the like Cosmic Starlight Pink or whatever it's called, they've got a matching stand ready to go for that. And at $25, it feels like an upgrade that's not going to break your bank, which is great. Next up here, let's talk TVs. I went with OLED for all of these just because that's my favorite technology for TVs, and once you see it, you just can't go back. And now is the best time to pick up an OLED TV. It's like the perfect thing to pair with your PS5, especially if you haven't jumped up from the PS4 to the PS5. Like, pairing it up with an OLED TV is really going to do some legwork and making you feel like you're getting a next gen upgrade. These are all from LG or Samsung. I found different sizes and different prices. I'm going from 48 inches all the way up to 77. So we'll start out with the 48 inch LG A2 OLED TV, which costs $550. Now, this is a cool one that I think is worth highlighting because it's one that people use as a computer monitor. It's a little big, right? Like, you need a big desk to accommodate it, but having a computer monitor that's an OLED TV is awesome. They do make OLED monitors now. I have one sitting on my desk, and a couple of them are on sale, we'll talk about later. But 48 inches, it's not the biggest TV in the world. It's for like a bedroom or a dorm room, but $550 for an OLED is pretty damn good. Next up is the LG C3 55 inch OLED. That is going to run you $1,300. I'd say this is the baseline for a living room or something like that. It's still probably going to look a little small outside of something like an apartment maybe, but I think this is like the entry level size for a TV that you're putting in a living room. Next up is the LG 65 inch OLED for $1,300. I think, again, this is a great size for a TV. I have a 77 inch TV on my wall just because the outlet is very high on the wall. So to make it look normal, we had to go bigger, which I know, like crazy, we had to go bigger on the TV, but I think 65 inch is a great size. It's what all my friends have, honestly, like in their basements, and it looks awesome if you're like pretty close to it sitting on the couch. This is where you're gonna have like the TV starting to feel like a movie screen in front of you. And if you prefer Samsung, their 65 inch OLED TV is the exact same price, so you can pick between LG and Samsung. I don't think you can go wrong. I just personally think the LG ones look a little bit better. And then finally, the LG 77 inch B3 is $1,800. This is a good deal. I'm pretty sure I paid around $1,300 for an older model 77 inch OLED TV for my living room from LG. It looks absolutely phenomenal. And once again, you're kind of cursing yourself here because if you pick one of these up, it's going to be impossible to go back. But at the end of the day, I think you're getting a great deal on a great TV at that price point. It's a little bit of a pricey upgrade, but it is an upgrade that's going to go a long way with your PlayStation 5. Next up here, let's get into monitors, which are actually relevant for the PS5 now because most of them, like the most common resolution you see is 1440p, and that is being heavily supported in the monitor world. So I picked out a few different ones that you can actually use with your PS5, but of course, if you're a PC gamer, these are going to be more relevant to you. The tried and true LG Ultra Gear 27 inch monitor. This one came into Austin Evans Studio all the time when I was working there. It's $280. That's the cheapest one I found, and that's a great price for a 27 inch monitor. Again, it's 1440p. Your PS5 will support that, so you're getting a good deal there. Samsung has a 32 inch one, which is a little bit bigger and a little bit cheaper at $250. I haven't personally seen this one, but I'm sure it's great. And then LG has a 32 inch one, so the same size as the last Samsung one. This one's $329 though. I don't think you're really going to see that much of a difference between the two, but again, I prefer LG to Samsung when it comes to monitors. And then next up here, I have two OLED monitors for you. They're both ultra wide. One's from LG, one's from Samsung. Samsung. Ray actually has the LG one, I'm pretty sure, and he plays Xbox on it, and I think he likes it a lot. I don't know, I'm actually positive it's not going to fill out the entire screen, but it'll like put a normal size screen in the middle, and because the resolution on both of these is 3440 by 1440, it's gonna look really crisp. The LG one is 45 inches and $1,200, and the Samsung one is 34 inches and $900. It was hard to remember those numbers there. Again, look at what space you have to accommodate on your desk, measure diagonally. If you're a PC gamer, your mileage is definitely going to be taken farther with these monitors because, you know, your games will fill out the entire screen, but they're OLED, so they're going to look really good. Unfortunately, my 27-inch OLED LG monitor is not on sale. I wish it was because it is an incredible monitor. And then finally, let's talk about games. I picked out a huge list of my favorites from the year. Most of these are at Best Buy, some of them are at Target, and all of them are great prices. The most expensive game I picked out is Diablo 4 for 50 bucks. That's actually a pretty decent discount when you consider the normal price for Diablo 4 is $70. This is a $70 full price game, so 50 bucks is good for this. And also it has season 2 running right now, which is way better than season 1. Undid everything they ruined with that big patch, and it's just been a great time. I have a seasonal character up to level 60 right now, and it's awesome. My game of the year and potentially my favorite game of all time, Resident Evil 4 Remake, is on sale for 40 bucks. You get so much content with this game that 40 bucks almost feels like highway robbery in your favor. You get the main mode, you get mercenaries mode, you get separate ways. I think it's a $10 upgrade, but still you're paying 50 bucks for all that content if you include separate ways DLC price. The Metal Gear Solid Master Collection is $40. This game is apparently selling really well. I heard the ports are not great. I decided to skip it just because I have too much stuff to play right now, but 40 bucks seems like a fair price. That's $20 off. Hogwarts Legacy is at its cheapest price ever of $40. They really are pushing this game. It is the best-selling game of the year, except maybe Call of Duty. It's really fun. I'm gonna do a playthrough finally now that I've cleared all the big stuff I want to play off my plate. It's gotten a ton of patches. It looks and runs great on the PlayStation 5, and now it's at its cheapest price, so you really can't go wrong. Assassin's Creed Mirage is $40, which like it's only $10 off. I'm pretty sure it'll also drop to around $30 on the PlayStation Store. This is a really high-selling game. I didn't really hear anyone talking about it, but at 40 bucks, I feel like it's worth the gamble. My game of the year from last year, God of War Ragnarok, is 35 bucks. At 30 bucks for this game, half off at 35, I think is totally fair for what is one of my favorite games ever. I bought the collector's edition after I beat it because I liked it so much, and on PS5, it's a great showcase of what the console can do. Jedi Survivor is $35. It's fixed now. It runs at a pretty much locked 60 FPS on console, so I think that's worth picking up at that price. I still haven't beaten it yet. I don't know, just like the way that game released and just the state of Disney Star Wars right now has really deflated my fandom. I need some time to recharge. I have the game, I paid 70 bucks for it, but I've heard from friends who beat it that like it's really good, so I think 35 is totally fair. One of the biggest games for PS5 of the year is Final Fantasy 16. That is $40. I think that's a totally fair price for a game that was full price back in June, so yeah, they're discounting this one pretty quick, but it's a good game overall. I think it's worth 40 bucks. Dead Space is $35. This is another one where, I don't know, they released it, it didn't run all that well, it had graphical problems on the PlayStation 5, and I had beaten it by the time they updated the graphical problems, so I'm a little bit salty about this release. Also, it's basically a one-to-one remake of Dead Space, so if you have that fresh in your mind, it's not necessarily the biggest upgrade ever, but it is one of my favorite franchises of all time, and at 35 bucks, that's half off. That's a great price on PS5. The new game from my friends at Gun Media, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, is $30. I always see drama happening with this game on Twitter. I don't really get it. It's really fun. It's graphically very good on the PlayStation 5. No one wants to play as Leatherface for some reason, but if you want a cool multiplayer game that's a little bit different than Dead by Daylight or Evil Dead, you can't go wrong for 30 bucks. And then finally, Lords of the Fallen is $20 off. This game just came out. It's gotten a lot of patches since it released. Unfortunately, it still has massive frame drops down to the single digits, but beyond that, it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, so it looks incredible. People really like it, and for $50, I think you could wait and get it cheaper later, but I want to support a game that's from a smaller developer, and that's exactly what this is. So Lords of the Fallen for 50 bucks, I think is, you know, potentially worth the gamble if you're into Souls-like games. But yeah, that about covers it for all the Black Friday deals. Let me know if you're picking anything up down in the comments below. Remember, all of these links are also in the description, and these are great prices. I cross-referenced pretty much everything on this list to make sure that you were getting the cheapest price, and again, it helps me out a ton if you use those links. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you stuck around to the end. If you did, thank you so much. As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and shape on.